Hello everyone, welcome to Rise IS. I am Alok Bardhan and in today's Prelims Wide session, we will discuss a very important article from today's The Hindu newspaper. So, today's article is about India's telecom sector. So, what is the title of today's article? So, today's title is Why has the government notified a new set of telecom rules? So, this article is about new telecom rules and the recent changes in Telecommunication Act 2023. So, this article also discussed what is the key major changes and why this changes is relevant and why some suspect new regime will be uncertain. So, this article is very crucial for upcoming UPSC preliminary exam. We are saying this mainly because, as you can see, telecom related news becomes very crucial for upcoming UPSC preliminary exam. UPSC asked several questions based on telecom sector, news, regulator, and current affairs about telecom sector technologies. So, as you can see, UPSC in 2019 asked a question about voice over long term evolution. So, this makes this topic highly relevant for upcoming UPSC preliminary exam. So, we start today's discussion with context of this article. So, Department of Telecommunication notified that three rule book under the Telecommunication Act for principal captive and miscellaneous services and replacing the colonial era licensing system with a simplified authorization regime while retaining national security safeguards. So, as you can see, India replaces colonial era law or colonial era provision with the new rule book under Telecommunication Act 2023. So, let's see what is the key highlight of these changes. So, this changes key highlight is it replaces authorization regime and replace the multi-layered licensing system for telecom operator and internet service provider. So to get early access or ensure transparency, it replaces multi-layered licensing system for telecom operator and internet service provider. So this change also ensures migration flexibility. So existing operator may migrate voluntarily or continue under current license until expiry. So existing operator may migrate voluntarily or can continue until the license become expires. So under this provision, it recognizes four categories including captive non-public network, captive VSAT service, and what is the isolation clause. So this under this provision, captive network must remain isolated from public switch telephone network and the public internet. So captive network must remain isolated from public and switch telephone network and public internet due, due to which both sector can get the equally benefit and both service get uninterrupted services. So about next this changes is about data localization. So it the recent amendment proposed network data log and routing routing information must be stored within India. So these recent changes provision allow and ensures network data log and routing information must be stored within the border of India. And next one is satellite GMPS. So reference to global mobile personal communication by satellite become omitted. So due to earlier obsolete technology, these service become omitted, and so redundant law also deducted or reduced omitted so that this policy change or this act become relevant for changing need of the future. Next key provision is anti-spam. Anti-spam. So telecom operator must implement anti-spam measure and ensure user compliance. So government through the amendment ensures anti-spam measure through telecom operator and ensure user compliance and get benefited from this. So what is the key provision of the Telecommunication Act 2023? So this act replaces Indian Telegraph Act 1885. It was a colonial era law, and Wireless Telegraphy Act 1933. So this act, Telecommunication Act 2023, replaces the Colonial Era Act, Indian Telegraph Act, and Wireless Telegraphy Act, and expand the definition of telecommunication and enable regulation over the OTT and messaging services. So the new emerging technology sector also included in this amendment. New technology like OTT and messaging services also included in Telecommunication Act. And this amendment renamed Universal Service Obligation Fund as a Digital Bharat Nidhi for rural telecom infrastructure to implement or to encourage rural telecom infrastructure so that rural India get benefit of digital governance and digital infrastructure. A Universal Service Obligation Fund renamed as Digital Bharat Nidhi. And this amendment empowers union government to seize or control telecom infrastructure during war or national security emergency. So this amendment also gives emergency power to government in the case of war or national security challenges. And this amendment retained state power for lawful surveillance and interception by authorized official. So this act also retains the power for lawful surveillance for national security and interception by authorized official. So, thank you for attending today's session, and you can download complete PDF from our website and YouTube channel. For further preparation, please visit our website. Thank you.